Alright everybody, in today's video we have a throttle body spacer on the 2.0 FSI motors. High watt, got the hardware for it. But yeah, this one is the Torque Solutions one, and it came with two different bolts, but you only need 4, so they came in 2 different kinds. But yeah, first thing you want to do is locate it. So the spacer is gonna go in between the throttle body and the intake manifold, and it's gonna go in like this way. So the gasket is going to be on the intake manifold side, and you can see there's a hole right here. They give you a plug-in for that, so you plug that in. But yeah, so what you're going to need is 3/8 extension and a T27. And that's all you're going to need. And a screwdriver, a flathead. So you gotta take off this. You gotta take off this one, the intercooler piping. Alright, so now that that's off, get it out the way. So they see the bolts are right here. This one, and there's one directly under it. On the other side, it's identical. It's right under here, and there's one right under it. And I'm not gonna worry about the connectors. I'm gonna leave them connected to just fit this in there, and then I'll be good. Actually, you don't need the extension for this particular side. And they shouldn't be too tight, so don't put too much torque on them. You don't want to strip nothing, especially nothing inside of the intake manifold. Alright, so I don't want to have to take this off, so I'm going to get another tool that can fit in there that's smaller. Alright, so this is a 4th drive. We got a 4th, we got the extension for it, and then a T27. And this is the bolt that came out. So now we're gonna get the second one. Second one. Third one. Here's the 4th. So now the auto body can come off. Alright, so I got the block off in, and the main point of these is basically to increase airflow into the manifold, and increase airflow results in torque. I don't know if this actually give you a noticeable difference, but we're going to test it out and see after I get it on. So my manifold already has a gasket on it on this side, so I'm gonna put the gasket, this is the gasket, and put the gasket like this, and this is how it bolts back up like this, and we're good. Put my gloves back on. Gotta keep clean hands. Alright, so this kit comes with 2 different types of bolts. One of them is an Allen, and this one is a screwdriver, but pretty sure this is a different threads, so I'm not going to use this one. Instead, I'm going to use this. I'm gonna use these. But yeah, so the spacer is right here, and the so I had to get shorter bolts. These bolts are 2.5 inches. My bad. They're 2.5 inches, and the thread. Let me go get the thing. They were right here, 1 1/4 inch dash 20, 2.5 inches long. Doesn't matter if it's hex bolts or not, but those are the bolts that I had to get to go inside my throttle body, because the ones that were supplied were short, of course, just like everybody else's. So yeah, and I plugged off the for the water meth. I'm not running that, but in the future maybe I'll take it back off. Yeah, so the spacer is on, all the bolts, and I put the DV plus back on too, as I told y'all already. So now the car isn't leaking boost. I think it's more of over boosting, but yeah. Here's the car. Looking all right, just dirty. Just dirty. Oops. But yeah, I'm thinking about getting a spacer. What do y'all think? Like a 10 mil spacer for the rear wheels? Because they're kind of sunken, but as you see, the front has a spacer on it. So I'm thinking to put a 10 mil on the back too. So I already drove with the throttle body spacer already on, and it does feel a little bit torqueier, but I do think that my car is over boosting. I'll show you guys why here in a second. Show y'all why I think that. And if you didn't watch my last video about the rotor valve spacer, I put the DV plus back on because the spacer was making me lose boost because my DV plus was on. And with that on, you have to take part of the rotor valve off, and that part, you need that part to work with the spacer. So if you look up the rotor valve and then go back in the video and look at mine, it's missing a piece on the end, and that's the piece that was making me lose boost. So I had a boost leak. So
Audi with 10 psi and 200 horsepower.